Over 300 players stepped onto the field in Indianapolis for the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine, and now that the medical checks are complete, the measurements are logged, and the interviews are wrapped up, NFL evaluators have added another critical layer to their draft boards ahead of the NFL Draft in Pittsburgh next month. Film will always be king in this process, but what happened in Indy absolutely shifted conversations inside front offices around the league. Some prospects confirmed what teams believed, others forced scouts to go back to the tape and ask harder questions. And there are a handful of names that didn't just participate, they made statements. Let's start with Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. He was already viewed as a first-round talent, but his performance may have pushed him squarely into top 10 territory. Styles, a former safety-turned-linebacker, showcased rare versatility and explosiveness. A 4.46 in the 40-yard dash with a 1.56 10-yard split at his size is eye-opening. Then you add a 43.5-inch vertical and an 11'2" broad jump. That's elite athleticism. And when you match that with 182 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, and 7 sacks over the last 2 seasons, you start seeing a defensive chess piece who can impact multiple phases of the game. At tight end, Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt delivered one of the most explosive performances of the entire week. The tight end group as a whole impressed, but Stowers stood out by breaking the vertical record at 45.5 inches. He also ran a strong 4.51 in the 40 and posted an 11'3" broad jump at 6'4", 239 pounds. That kind of explosiveness combined with his production minus 111 receptions, 1,407 yards, and 9 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons makes him one of the most intriguing offensive weapons in this class. At running back, Mike Washington Jr. from Arkansas may have turned the most heads. While Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love is widely viewed as the top back in the class, Washington made a serious case to be next in line. His 4.33 in the 40-yard dash lead all running backs and tied for the 8th best time among all positions this year. His 1.51 10-yard split shows elite burst, add in a 39-inch vertical and a 10'8" broad jump at 6'1", 223 pounds. And you're looking at a back with size, power, and game-breaking speed. On the edge, Malachi Lawrence from UFC put together a performance that demands attention. Only Arrowhead Stadium from Ohio State and David Bailey from Texas Tech ran faster among edge rushers, and both are projected as top 5 picks. Lawrence clocked a 4.52 in the 40, paired with a 40-inch vertical and 10'10" broad jump, both second best among edge defenders. At 6'4" and 253 pounds, those numbers reflect a rare blend of power and explosiveness. He also looked smooth and technically refined during on-field drills, which matters just as much as testing. Speaking of David Bailey, he may have strengthened his case to be the No. 2 overall pick. Running a 4.5 at 6'4", 251 pounds is impressive by itself, but reaching a top speed of 22.91 miles per hour, the third fastest among edge prospects at the Combine over the last 4 years, according to Next Gen Stats, adds another layer. And the production backs it up. 14.5 sacks and 19.5 tackles for loss last season. That's not projection. That's dominance. Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech answered questions about his athletic profile in a big way. After putting up 128 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 4 interceptions, and 7 forced fumbles last season, teams wanted to confirm the athletic traits. A 4.57 in the 40, 38.5-inch vertical, and 10'1" broad jump did exactly that. At 6'1", 231 pounds, he's slightly undersized, but those numbers solidify him as a strong day 2 option. In a loaded wide receiver class, Chris Brazel, too, from Tennessee, made sure he wasn't overlooked. Measuring 6'4", 198 pounds, and running a 4.37 with a 1.52 10-yard split, he showcased a rare size-speed combination. Comparisons have been drawn to Christian Watson because of his ability to stretch the field and threaten defenses vertically. In a class packed with talent at receiver, that kind of physical profile helps separate from the crowd. On the offensive line, Max Ihenacore from Arizona State likely moved himself into first-round discussions, running a 4.91 at 321 pounds with a 1.73 10-yard split is outstanding. He added a 9'7" broad jump and impressed in drills with quick feet and strong hand usage. That blend of movement skills and size is exactly what teams look for in modern tackles. And at safety, Dylan Thieneman from Oregon may have forced his way into round 1 consideration. Measuring 6 foot, 201 pounds, he ran a blazing 4.35 with a 1.52 split, added a 41-inch vertical and a 10'5" broad jump. Production plus elite testing is a powerful combination, and that's exactly what he brings. The Combine never replaces film, but it reshapes conversations. It confirms traits, it exposes gaps. And in this case, it elevated multiple prospects into new draft territory. With Pittsburgh on the horizon, boards are shifting right now inside war rooms across the league. So when you look at these performances and how dramatically some of these players boosted their stock, which prospect do you think truly changed his draft destiny the most coming out of Indianapolis? When you start stacking all of these performances together, you can feel how this draft class is beginning to take shape in a very different way than it looked just a few weeks ago. Indianapolis didn't just confirm athletic traits, it created momentum. And momentum in the draft process is real. It changes how teams prioritize visits, it changes how coaches evaluate scheme fits, it even changes how aggressive front offices might be when it's their turn on the clock in Pittsburgh. Take Sonny Styles again for a second. A linebacker running 4.46 with that kind of explosion is not normal. That's the type of profile defensive coordinators build packages around. When you combine his 182 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, and 7 sacks over 2 seasons with verified elite athleticism, now you're talking about someone who doesn't just fill a role, he expands what a defense can call. That kind of versatility is priceless in today's NFL, where offenses are constantly stressing matchups. And then there's David Bailey. The numbers speak loudly, but the context makes them even stronger. A 4.5 at 251 pounds is rare. Hitting 91 miles per hour as an edge rusher is even rarer. When you pair that with 14.5 sacks and 19.5 tackles for loss last season, it stops being about projection and starts being about impact. Teams picking at the very top of the draft are always searching for players who can tilt the field immediately. Bailey's combine didn't just help him, it may have forced teams to seriously debate how high is too high. Eli Stowers also made the tight end conversation much more interesting. A 5-inch vertical at 239 pounds isn't just explosive, it's historic. Add in over 1,400 receiving yards and 111 catches across 2 seasons, and now you're evaluating a player who can stress linebackers and safeties vertically in a way few tight ends can. In a league that values mismatches in the middle of the field, that matters. Mike Washington Jr. might have created the biggest shift at running back. A 4.33 is elite speed, but that 1.51 10-yard split shows how quickly he reaches top gear. At 223 pounds, that combination of burst and size is dangerous. Running backs are often separated by small margins in the draft, and when you lead your entire position group in the 40 while also placing among the fastest at any position, that gives decision-makers something tangible to lean on. Chris Brazeltu's 6'4" frame paired with 4.37 speed is exactly what offensive coordinators want when they talk about taking the top off the defense. In a deep receiver class, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle, but size-speed combinations like that don't stay hidden for long. When you're compared to Christian Watson because of your physical traits, that tells you the league sees a vertical weapon with real upside. Maxi Hanakor's movement at 321 pounds might quietly be one of the most valuable developments of the week. Offensive tackles who can move like that don't last long on draft night. A sub-5. 0.40 at that size, plus quick feet and drills, shows a player capable of handling speed off the edge. Teams invest heavily in protecting quarterbacks, and when you prove you can move in space while maintaining power, your value climbs fast. Dylan Thinman's 4.35 with a 41-inch vertical adds a different dimension to the safety conversation. That range allows a defense to disguise coverages and trust a player to close ground quickly. Production plus verified elite athletic testing often equals early draft capital. And don't overlook Jacob Rodriguez. Sometimes the combine is about answering doubts. At 6'1" and 231 pounds, questions about size and athletic ceiling were fair, but a 4.57 strong explosion numbers and proven production minus 128 tackles, 4 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles reinforced that instincts plus verified athleticism still win in this league. This is where the draft process becomes fascinating. Teams now return to the tape with new context. Did the athletic testing show up consistently on film? Does the explosiveness translate snap after snap? Are these traits versatile? Those are the discussions happening right now. Because here's the reality. The Combine didn't just shuffle rankings, it forced teams to reconsider ceilings. And when ceilings rise, draft boards move. With all that in mind, as we get closer to Pittsburgh and the final boards are being set, keep your eyes on how aggressively teams move up for elite traits versus trusting steady production. That tension always defines the first round. If you've made it this far, you already know this draft is shaping up to be one of the most athletic groups in recent memory. Now, let's take this one layer deeper, because once elite testing numbers enter the equation, the ripple effect across the entire first round becomes impossible to ignore. When prospects like Sonny Styles and David Bailey test at that level, it doesn't just impact where they go, it impacts everyone behind them. If a team inside the top 10 falls in love with a rare athletic profile, that could push another premium player down the board, and when that happens, value pockets start forming in the middle of the round. That's where smart front offices make their money. Think about how teams evaluate ceilings versus floors. A player like Bailey offers a ceiling that can completely alter a defense. Edge rushers who combine 14.5 sacks in a season with verified 4.5 speed at 251 pounds don't come around often. If you believe that athletic upside translates consistently on Sundays, you don't hesitate. You act, and when one team acts aggressively, others are forced to react. The same logic applies at linebacker with Styles. Defenses today need players who can cover tight ends, spy mobile quarterbacks, blitz effectively, and hold up against the run. A 4.46 at his size is more than a stat. It's scheme flexibility. If a defensive coordinator believes he can move him around like a chess piece, that can elevate him above traditional linebackers who might be technically sound but lack that explosive trait. Offensively, Eli Stowers changes conversations for teams searching for mismatch creators. A 45.5-inch vertical at tight end is absurd. That's red zone weaponry. That's seam stretching capability. And when a tight end has 111 receptions and over 1,400 yards across 2 seasons, you're not guessing about usage. You're projecting expansion. At running back, Mike Washington Jr. introduces another dynamic. Speed always plays. A 4.33 changes defensive angles. Safeties have to respect it. Linebackers take flatter pursuit paths. Even if he isn't the first back drafted, that burst makes him dangerous in any offensive system that emphasizes outside zone or space creation. And because he's 223 pounds, you're not sacrificing durability for speed. Now zoom out and look at the offensive line. Max Ihenekor, running 4.91 at 321 pounds, matters more than people think. Tackles who can mirror speed rushers are at a premium. His quick feet and drills, combined with verified movement speed, give offensive line coaches confidence that he can handle modern edge threats. And when teams feel confident about blindside protection, they become more aggressive elsewhere in roster construction. Then there's Dylan Thieneman at safety. A 4.35 with a 41-inch vertical at 201 pounds means range and explosiveness. Defensive coordinators love safeties who can erase mistakes. When a player shows both production and elite measurables, that combination becomes very difficult to pass on late in the first round. What makes this class so fascinating isn't just the athletic numbers, it's how many prospects matched elite testing with real on-field production. That alignment removes doubt. When testing confirms tape, it accelerates trust, and trust drives draft decisions. We're entering the phase now where private workouts, team visits, and final board adjustments start carrying more weight. But what happened in Indianapolis won't be forgotten. It gave general managers measurable proof, it gave coaches tangible traits, and it gave agents leverage. As Pittsburgh approaches, watch how early the run on premium